Okay, this is Lego Geek 94, and today we are going to be, or you're going to listen to me discussing gun laws. Um, let's start off the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. Well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And I believe wholeheartedly in that. First off, we'll start with an article by Mr. J.Q. from CBS News. Makes a very good point. He says, "In America, you are proven until guilty. We do not judge anyone before they commit a crime. This is what separates us from the rest of the world. We are not slaves that need to be told what to do by a tyrant or a government." And then he goes on to say, let's look at the so-called civilized countries in the UN. In Australia and Britain, the gun-related deaths are low because they eliminated gun ownership to their law-abiding citizens. This is logical. The part the anti-gun crowd doesn't tell you is that violent crimes increased significantly after law-abiding citizens' guns rights were taken away. According to the EU Commission, Britain ranks number 1 in violent crimes with 2,034 per 100,000 residents. Number 2 is like 1,000. Australia, 1,677 per 100,000 residents. Goes down. But the U.S. has the most gun ownership in the world, in the entire world. Yet we only have 386 violent crimes per 100,000 residents. That seems pretty good to me. Okay, yeah, so they only have no guns, pretty much, private-owned guns, and they rank number 1 in the world for violent crimes, while we have the most gun ownership in the world, yet we only have 368 crimes per 100,000 residents. That's like, wow. That's pretty, I don't know, bad. Another article by Chris Oates. He says, gun grabbers would have you believe that if you submit to the registration of your firearms, it would reduce crime. They tell you if you register your guns, you can still use them for hunting and self-defense. History shows otherwise. It is a fact that every single nation that has required registration of firearms has soon confiscated those firearms, leaving their citizens defenseless. In 1911, Turkey established gun control. Then from 1915 to 1917, 15 people were killed. 1.5 million, They believed in the means to defend themselves were rounded up and killed. In 1929, the Soviet Union established gun control. From 1929 to 1953, approximately around 20 million people were killed. In 1938, Germany established gun control. From 1939 to 1945, over 13 million Jews, Gypsies, mentally ill, and others were killed by the state. 1935, China established gun control. Between 1948 and 1952, over 20 million people were killed by the communists. 1956, wrong date, 1964, Guatemala locked in gun control. From 1964 to 1981, 100,000 Mayan Indians were rounded up and killed. 1956, Cambodia, I think that's how you pronounce it. Cambodia. I think that's how you pronounce it. 1 million people, a third of the entire population. Wow. 1970, the Ogaden, Ugandan dictator created gun control. During the next 9 years, over 300,000 Christians were murdered. Overall, over 56 million people have died, unable to defend themselves because of gun control in the last century alone. So, 1 century, over 56 million people died because of gun control. They had no guns, they died because of that. In Switzerland, he gives another example. In Switzerland, on the other hand, all males from the age of 20 to 42 are required to have guns. The Swiss have almost no murders and a very low crime rate, the lowest in the entire world. And Yeah, but all the other ones, they had gun control. They murdered the population, or violent crimes would increase. Let's see. From Love Windsall from CBSNews.com, she says that it really has nothing to do with guns. Violent people always have their means. Change them. With all guns gone, how would ordinary citizens hold them back, much less hold back a foreign power taking America with our troops always in a different country? It's true our troops are in a lot of different countries, but we still have some here. But if a foreign power did invade, they'd probably be using most of their troops, and a lot of our troops are overseas. It'd be harder for us, especially if the citizens didn't have any guns. Also, another group notices that there are nearly 50 million handguns in the United States. That was in 2011, so there's probably more. Less than 1% are involved each year in criminal activity. People are saying like you should outlaw handguns, blah blah, not safe. But the anti-controllers argue criminal use of firearms will continue even if the handgun is outlawed, as the bad guy will merely adapt to other firearms. All they're going to do, the reason they use pistols mostly is because it's low cost and you can get it anywhere. But if you take them away, all they're going to do is switch to shotguns, assault rifles, rifles instead. I'd rather have a pistol than an assault rifle. I don't want to have anything, but I'd rather have a pistol than the other one. The Daily Mail, Daily Mail newspaper in West Virginia, interviewed the sheriff of Hardy County, Brian Ward. He said he blames the moral decline, not guns, for the recent mass shootings, which is true. I totally agree with that. And another county sheriff, Steve Tanner, he told that Daily Mail that he has no plans to enforce any new gun laws, saying, "It's incredibly stupid for anyone to assume that society has become so advanced that you no longer have the need nor responsibility to protect yourself or your family." Christopher H. from Yahoo Answers, he says, "It does not take a rocket scientist to understand that the criminals prefer unarmed victims, and the more guns there are on the hand of law-abiding citizens, the less crime there tends to be." Kind of obvious. And Vincent, wait, that's the wrong one. Well, actually, yes, Vincent from Yahoo Answers points out the most obvious part is one of the disadvantages of gun control removes one of your rights in the Constitution, which is the right to keep and bear arms. Kind of simple, but it's totally true. Thomas Jefferson was against it. "The laws that forbid the carrying of arms disarms only those who are neither inclined nor determined to commit crimes. Can it be supposed that those who have the courage to violate the most sacred laws of humanity will respect the less important ones? Such laws make things worse for the assaulted and better for the assailants, as they serve rather to encourage rather than they serve rather to encourage than prevent homicides. For an unarmed man may be attacked with greater confidence than an armed man." Stuttered there for a minute. But Thomas Jefferson said that. Doesn't really do any. Probably lost my train of thought. Basically, overall, there's no advantages of gun control. Gun control only goes after the law-abiding citizens and legal gun owners. It does not deter crime, provide any kind of safety, or have anything to do with criminal investigation. Bad thing is, like, Obama wants to ban assault rifles. I don't know about you, but if there's a gang of gangsters, bad guys outside my door holding AK-47s and pump shotguns, I want to have more than a pistol. Granted, like a 1911 45 is a very nice pistol, but I'd rather have some other thing. Like, when I'm legal and when I can buy assault weapons, I'm only 18 and maybe 21 as far as I know, I want to get an MP44 and if I can, somehow acquire an MP5, probably several handguns, maybe a shotgun, probably a long-range rifle as well. A lot of different weapons, so I can like pistol close in, MP5, long range, assault rifle long range, and rifle longer range. I don't need other weapons. Like, I'm not going to go out and buy a flamethrower, a rocket launcher, grenades. Well, that's debatable, I suppose. But yeah, but why putting a ban on those weapons is not going to help the good guys. It's not going to help society. It's going to make it worse because the bad guys will get the guns from China or wherever, or they'll steal them from the plant or dump or whatever is going to destroy them, or just going to someone else and break in and steal them. They're not going to go and buy them. They'll get them no matter what. And even if we do manage to hide every single assault rifle in the nation, no one can get in, they'll turn to shotguns or other rifles. It's just not going to work. More guns, less crime. Yeah, that's my view on the new upcoming gun law debate thing. If you have your opinion, tell me your opinion on the matter. Leave a comment, tell me what you think. You can leave a video response if you want, I don't mind. But yeah, if you want to hear more of these kind of videos, leave it in the comment box. Leave a comment basically saying that you want to see more of these, maybe on the same subject. Tell me what you want to hear about. Abortion, there's a whole bunch of stuff out there. So yeah, please comment and subscribe, like and favorite, and all that fun stuff. So LEGO Geek 94, signing off.